Top story tonight, America's longest war is over. The U.S. has completed its withdrawal from Afghanistan. The last Air Force evacuation flight departed from Kabul late today, just 1 minute before the official deadline to leave. It marks the end of the frantic 2-week-long effort to get out Americans and allies.
Secretary of State says there are about 200 Americans still in Afghanistan who still may want to leave. He says the U.S. will work to get those people out in the days and weeks ahead. WGN's Patrick Elwood joining us live from the newsroom with the latest on that situation. Patrick.
Micah and Ray, good evening. The U.S.-led invasion of Afghanistan began less than a month after the 9/11 attacks, almost 20 years. It targeted the group behind the attacks, Al-Qaeda, and the safe haven that the Taliban was providing. Almost 2,500 Americans were killed and many, many more were wounded. As the last American military transport plane left Afghanistan, the country's longest war is officially over. A sea of images at the Kabul airport of people wanting to get out before the Taliban took over, revealing the chaos and fear in recent days. Concerns realized when a suicide bomber detonated a bomb at the airport gate.
And 4 days ago, 11 Marines, 1 Navy medic, and 1 soldier were killed by a suicide bomber at the airport gate, as well as scores of Afghans. Nearly all of them were in their early 20s, just babies or toddlers on September 11th, 2001.
Secretary of State Blinken saying the State Department will suspend its diplomatic presence in Kabul and relocate it to Qatar due to security risks. Thousands of U.S. diplomats were part of the evacuation process, he says, some of whom volunteered to help at the Kabul airport. Others working in embassies throughout the globe in an effort to get Afghani refugees to safe shelter in various countries worldwide.
They carried out this mission under the constant threat of terrorist violence.
The U.S. general in charge of the operation said he flew there in recent days as well to help coordinate this massive mission.
We also conducted 3 separate helicopter extractions of 3 distinct groups of civilians, including at least 185 American citizens, and with our German partners, 21 German citizens. Additionally, U.S. Special Operations Forces reached out to help bring in more than 1,064 American citizens and 2,017 SIVs or Afghans at risk, and 127 third country nationals, all via phone calls, vectors, and escorting. We have evacuated more than 6,000 U.S. civilians, which we believe represents the vast majority of those who wanted to leave at this time.
Illinois Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger, a veteran himself, worries, though, about those still in country.
At the one hand, it's great relief that we got those thousands of military members out without further incident besides, the one tragic bombing, because that's really difficult to do. On the other hand, it's kind of like a mix of sadness because I have this sense of, a number of Americans, a number of allies that we've left behind. I know that the Taliban's kind of good front they've put up is going to disappear soon. And so it's kind of a mixed feeling. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope, maybe we have this magical relationship and the Taliban decides they want to liberalize and give women rights and not have retribution against people that fought against them. I really hope so, but I unfortunately don't foresee that happening.
Others share the same doubts. President Biden will address the country tomorrow on what he expects the Taliban to do moving forward. It should be pointed out that some of the Americans still there in country are married to Afghanistanis, so they are opting to stay at this point. Micah and Ray, back to you.
Thank you, Patrick.